What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here with another weekly update. We're getting really close to baseball season. It's just around the corner, even though it may not necessarily feel like it with us being in January. But we've only got 26 days until pitchers and catchers report to spring training. So let's jump into the stuff that's been going on. We're going to talk about some Manny Machado in this video, which I'm super excited about. No, we did not sign him, but there has been some more news that came out. And so I hope you guys stick around for that because I do want to have plenty of people to discuss this with. I think it's a fun topic that it keeps going back and forth. There's so many Dodger fans on each side of the spectrum. We're going to talk a little bit about what the Dodgers are doing, even if it feels like they're not doing much to us fans. And then we're going to briefly talk about FanFest because that is also next weekend and that came out of nowhere too. So let's get right into it. But really quickly, I want to ask one favor. If you guys like these updates, like the Dodgers, anything involved with the Dodgers, I'm going to keep this stuff going throughout the season. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. And if you guys could hit that like video, of course, only if you like it. I don't ever want you guys to subscribe or like something if you don't. But if you did subscribe and like the video, I'd greatly appreciate it. But other than that, let's jump right in. Really quickly, I wanted to show you guys something because I know a lot of you asked me about it and I told you once I found out I would show you. So the Sports Illustrated came out that I'm in. It was a little weird, to be honest, to see myself in a magazine and kind of, especially a Sports Illustrated one, because I'm not an athlete. I don't play any sports. But for those of you who weren't around, I won Fan-Sided. They're a partner with Sports Illustrated, and I won their Fan of the Year. And part of it was being able to have a page in Sports Illustrated. So I'm in there. It's like the last page, but I don't even care. It's really cool. This issue came out on Monday. Clemson is on the cover. It's the quarterback throwing a pass, I believe. So I know some people were asking me about that. So there it is. I'm super pumped about it. As you can see, there's no Dodger logo on the hat, and I have a jersey that says Dodgers Randy. They took it off there, and then the logo right there too. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get copyright from the Dodgers to use it in time, but I'm still in a magazine. So I know you guys wanted to see that. Just wanted to show you that really quick, but no more about me. And then for those of you who do like to read about your Dodgers in baseball in magazines, Baseball Digest just came out with their new issue. Got Walker Buehler on the front. I've never bought one of these before, but Walker Buehler is quickly becoming one of my favorite players, so I had to support him on the cover and gonna check that out and read that. They also make great things to get signed by players. It's a little bit more, not personalized for us, but a little bit more personalized for them because they're on the cover versus just a ball or whatever. But anyways, back to the important stuff. So last week we did talk about how there was arbitration that the Dodgers had to work out with 7 players. They did reach contract agreements for 2019 for all 7 players, so nobody has to go to court, deal with that, which is great. There's a lot of high caliber players out there who are going to arbitration court, or arbitration hearing, I guess. I don't want to call it court. That sounds a little bit more intense, but it's an arbitration hearing, and it's a little tough from what I've heard. I heard Ryan Howard talk about it on MLB Network. Pretty much the team tells you why they think you're not good enough and why you don't deserve that money, and then you have to rebuttal. But Dodgers don't have to do that, so that's all that matters for us. They got Seager, Jock, Chris Taylor, Kike, Pedro Baez, Josh Fields, and Yimi Garcia all reached a deal for their 2019 contract. So that's huge. Really happy they got that done. I know it may not seem like a lot because they are current players, but stuff like this is important, especially when it's those type of guys. Seager, we need Taylor, Kike, I mean, all of them. We need all of them, especially Pedro Baez after he performed last season. So I'm glad they got that done. I know it feels like the Dodgers aren't doing much. However, I kind of feel like as a fan base, myself included, we have kind of blown off the Kershaw re-signing Ryu for a year, and bringing back David Freese for a year. So they are spending money. They are getting things done. And there's a possibility of them getting something bigger done, and that's what we're going to get into in about a minute. But prior to that, I know a lot of people want to know what's going on with Bryce Harper. He did meet with the Phillies, and according to Bob Nightingale, who I think is for USA Today, he writes for them. If you follow him on Twitter, a lot of people don't. I don't want to say a lot of people. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of people who don't take him seriously and think that the things he says, they always end up being the opposite of what he says. Check him out on Twitter, form your own opinion. I don't follow the guy. However, he does report big news like this, and it did come out, so I do want to report it back to you guys. For those of you who aren't on Twitter, don't get all the notifications. Apparently, in regards to Harper, he believes the Phillies are now the clear-cut favorite to land Harper, and they're expected to make an offer within a week. This came out on the 13th, which was, what's today, the 17th, 18th, 4 or 5 days ago. So no offer yet from what we know, but we're just going to have to wait and go from there and see what happens. Personally, though, because what we're about to get into would be my reason for not wanting to sign Harper at this point, if I'm going to be honest. Of course, I'd love to get the player I'm about to mention and Harper, but I would love to get Manny Machado back. I know this is a controversial one for a lot of Dodger fans and even some baseball players or baseball fans after what happened in October. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you where the information came from, because it seems like there's rumors happening every day. But I have an app. It's The Score. Some of you may have heard it, some may not. It's just like every other sports app, sends you notifications. Sometimes they put out things that other apps or sources don't. So what happened is an article came out today saying that Machado's dad said the Dodgers have made an offer to Machado. However, there's no number in regards to years or if whether or not a contract was actually offered. John Heyman on Twitter, another one that can be a little controversial at times. However, I think he's more reliable than Bob Nightingale, came out saying this morning that the Dodgers didn't offer Machado a contract. It's a little bit difficult to say. This whole time they've been saying there's a mystery team in and nobody knew who it was. If the Dodgers did make an offer to Machado and they were that mystery team, I don't think that information is going to come out until he either signs with another team or he really does sign with the Dodgers, if that is a real option and they really did offer him a contract. The Dodgers are known for being quiet about who they go after, who they want to sign. So even though one person says, no, this isn't true, another person says, yes, it is, it's hard to pick a side. I would like to think it's true because I do want him back. However, there's so many rumors going on, it's hard to even keep up at this point. So take it with a grain of salt. The guy who did mention it, his name is Hector Gomez. He is on Twitter at hgomez27. He's the one who reported it. He does have 71,000 followers, and his geolocation actually says Dominican Republic, which is where Manny's family is from. And so it would make a little bit sense because apparently he's the one who talked with Machado's dad. So I could see that making a little bit of sense. Again, there's reports coming out that it's not true. Who knows at this point with all the rumors that have been going on with Harper and Machado. Another rumor came out 2 days ago, I think it was on Wednesday, that the White Sox offered a 7-year, $175 million contract, I believe. Machado's agent quickly came out, said it wasn't true. I think everyone's on the fence. Nobody really knows whether or not that is true. However, it's a fairly low amount when you think about it. I think the math was around $25 million a year. Now that's a lot of money, but someone like Machado deserves that kind of money. If the Dodgers wanted him and the White Sox are offering 7 years, $175 million, I'd like to see them drop it down to 5 or 6 years and give him that same amount of money, which allows them to give him a higher AAV, and he becomes a free agent at a younger age, which is more enticing for him to sign, and he gets to be on a contending team this year versus having to wait for the rebuild of the White Sox. So I don't know what about that's true. Back to Machado's dad, the only issue with that, and Jeff Snyder, again, I mentioned him last week, I believe, on Twitter, had mentioned to me that Manny Machado was raised by his mom, his grandma, and uncle. Once he brought this up to me, I kind of did remember at least the mom and grandma part. And so there's a little bit of questionable, is dad telling the truth? What's going on? Is he estranged from Manny? Is he just making assumptions to make assumptions? Stuff like this has happened in the past. So again, that could be totally rumor based. Nobody seems to really know. However, I did look it up. I did search to try and see if I could find anything on Manny and his dad. His dad did show up for a WBC game, World Baseball Classic, back in 2017. And he said, so he was there for a game when Manny was playing for Dominican Republic. And he did talk about how proud he was for Manny playing for the Dominican Republic, because that's where his parents are from, versus playing for Team USA, where he was born and raised. So this one does make a little bit of sense. The Dodgers need a big right-handed bat. That's my reason for wanting Machado back. He's a threat. He's a big right-handed bat. We just lost quite a bit of home runs in Grandal, Puig, and Kemp. And we lost the 2 right-handed bats in Puig and Kemp. So bringing someone in like him really shakes up that lineup order. Then there's the question of what happens with Seager. Where do you play him? So there's a couple ways to do it. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. I can tell you my opinion. But when it really comes down to it, when it's a caliber player of Manny Machado, you find a way to make him fit, in my opinion. That's what I think. Same thing with Harper. If you have 6 outfielders and you that type of money, you have that type of money the Dodgers have, and you can get him on a 5 or 6 year deal, you find a way to make him fit. That's why I was saying they could do both. Sign both on a 5-year deal, give them $30, $35 million a year, call it a day, and go from there. However, Manny Machado, which some fans don't believe, he's got some really, really good numbers. I know a lot of fans don't necessarily believe that, watching how he performed for the Dodgers. However, he does have some really good numbers, guys. I think it's MLB Random Stats at Twitter. I should have put it down. I'm sorry. But he tweeted out the other day that Manny Machado is, and he knows his stuff. He's constantly tweeting out. Reporters follow him, so I trust his knowledge. But he had said Manny Machado is the only player in baseball to average 700 plate appearances over the last 4 years. That's crazy. I mean, no other player in baseball is getting that many plate appearances, and he played in all 162 games in 2018. The last 4 years, I think the least amount of games he's played in was like 157. He's durable. Yes, he got hurt in his beginning of his career. He's had surgery on both knees, but those haven't seemed to be much of a problem in the last few years. He is 26, so he's still very young. If those injuries do come back, I don't think I worry about them right now. Of course, anything could happen. However, he's not a guy I want when he's 34, 35, 30, even 33, because you never know with knees how that can turn out, especially for a position player like shortstop or third base, where you've got to have some range. It's not like he's a first baseman or whatever the case may be, or I guess third, you can work with it a little bit, but you still need good knees to play third. You need good knees to play anywhere in baseball. Anyways, he's a hell of a player, and I'd love to have him on the team. Just to give you guys an idea of how we did in 2018, combined with the Orioles and the Dodgers. To be a little mindful of this, Camden, where he played with the Orioles, is more of a hitter-friendly ballpark, whereas Dodger Stadium is more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark. So take that with a grain of salt, but don't take it with too much of a grain of salt, because the stats don't lie. He had an incredible season. He had career highs, and I'm going to tell you all of them right now, but it's like 6 categories. So he had 37 home runs, which ties his career high. He had 107 RBIs, 70 base on balls, so 70 walks, also a career high. He had 104 strikeouts, which is the least in his career for any year that he's played 150 plus games. 297 batting average, 367 on base percentage, 538 slugging, and a 905 OPS. So those were all career highs for him in 2018, playing at a hitter-friendly ballpark, but also at a pitcher-friendly ballpark. So that says a little bit about kind of where he might be trending as a player, and I wouldn't want to pass up on something like that. From what I've read, it sounds like the Dodgers minor league isn't all that strong when it comes to third base. Turner's 34. His contract's up in 2 years. I can't really imagine seeing the Dodgers keeping him at age 36. Some people predict by 2020 he's actually going to be in first base, which was actually going to be kind of what I was thinking to bring Machado on the team. You put Turner at first, stick Machado at third, put Seager at shortstop, and then you're set for a few years to come with 2 very, very good infielders on the left side, and offensively and defensively. As for second base, Max Muncy, all of that, I'm not giving up Manny Machado to get Max Muncy more at-bats, because we don't know how Max Muncy's going to turn out. Hopefully he's not a one-hit wonder. We kind of saw what happened with Taylor. Can't say Taylor was a one-hit wonder, but he surely did not perform to the same level in 2018 as he did 2017. That's my concern with Muncy. We'll see, though, how that goes. But this is why they have the front office they do. They'll figure it out. If they don't get Machado, it's not the end of the world. I'd love them to. But I don't think they're done just yet. I don't think if we don't see Machado or Harper, it won't be all that surprising. The Dodgers seem like their kind of go-to is to sign smaller type players. I don't want to say not good, because that's not true, but going after lower priced players, playing the season out at least till the trade deadline, seeing how their team's doing, where their holes are, and then filling them in with trades instead of getting stuck with a big contract. So I understand where they're coming from. We may not agree all the time, but I do trust them. They've gotten us to the World Series 2 years in a row. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, just to kind of talk to you guys really quickly about FanFest, for those of you who don't know much about it or haven't been, it's a lot of fun. They've only been doing it, I think, 5 or 6 years now. I went my first year, I think, in 2015. Unfortunately missed the year after that, and I'm kind of bummed because now I plan on never missing a year again, and I would have liked to have stuck that out. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. It's a free event to get into. Almost every other team in baseball, if not every other team in baseball, charges you to get in. Some don't even have it at the stadium, and some teams don't even let you on the field. So the Dodgers let you in for free, let you on the field for free. There's free things to do. If you have kids, they have a junior Dodgers where they can get in line for free autographs, depending, I think they have to be 14 years or younger. They do have player autographs going on. However, those did sell out already. They were $30, the autograph voucher. They have VIP experiences where you spend $200 and you get to meet the player. You're in a Q&A, you get a picture and an autograph. I actually bought one of those for Corey Seager. He's my favorite player, so I will be getting to meet him and do the meet and greet and get an autograph. So I'll, of course, update you guys on all that next weekend, so you have an idea for that in 2019, or whoa, 2020. We're already in 2019. But I love FanFest. It's a lot of fun, great place to get around, hang out with your other Dodger fans that you may not see except for at the stadium, people like myself who don't live near the stadium. Really, my only time I get to hang out with my LA friends. They sell food. I'm pretty sure they sell beer. I think the bar is open too. And it's just a lot of fun. They let you run the bases. They have clubhouse tours. Those, of course, cost money. You also have the ability to play catch with a player in the bullpen. Again, cost money. Unfortunately, most of those things are probably already sold out. You can check. I would just go to Google and type in Dodgers FanFest autographs or VIP experiences. Either way, both should pop up. You can take a look at that, see if anything's available. There's another cool one they're doing this year that's like, it's $20 and you get to go down to the Dodgers batting cage and take 10 pitches and hit in the cage that the players do before the game. I'm doing that one also just because I think it seems really cool. So we'll see how that one goes. They have, like I said, the clubhouse tour where they let you actually go stand in front of a player's locker and get a picture, and all the players' stuff's hung up as if it's like a game, or yeah, like a game day type setup. So it's really cool and it's a great event. For those of you who have never been, make sure you get your free ticket online before you go. Otherwise, it does become a hassle in line. It's just their way of doing attendance. You can print it or have it on your phone. It's super simple. Again, it's free, so don't stress out about that. There's also waivers if you have young children and want them to do things. I suggest filling that out before you get there because it's just easier, less of a hassle. There's a lot of people. Every year the record is broken for how many fans show up. So the earlier you get there, the better. There are booths that give away free stuff. That stuff runs out. Things sell out. They have a cool yard sale, which benefits the Dodgers Foundation. Money goes to them. It's game use stuff, whether it's hats. I don't know if they have jerseys, but one year I saw like gear bags from what players used years and years ago. I think there might have even been some from Vero Beach at one point, and all that money goes to the foundation. So it's really cool. Like I said, it's a great time. If you guys have any questions about that, just let me know and I'll get back to you. I'll help you out as much as I can with the questions on that. I'm also going to start talking about spring training too. For those who've been following me for a while, I went for 3 weeks last year, so I've got a pretty decent idea of how things work there and best way to handle that. So I do have a thread on Twitter with all of my tips and kind of things to do when you're at spring training. I wrote it up last year. I'm going to bring it back around this year. When I do post it, I'll try to link it in the description below. But same thing, if you have any questions about spring training, feel free to let me know. And that's it. So as always, I appreciate your guys' support. If you made it this far, please subscribe. It'd mean the world to me. And hit that like button. If not, I'm not going to know who you are, so it's not going to hurt my feelings. I would just appreciate it if you did. But other than that, guys, we're almost there. Almost to spring training. Once that gets going, it's officially baseball season in my mind. So hope you guys have a great week, and hopefully I have some more good news for you guys come next week. And let's go Dodgers, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye, guys.